Well, hi there. I'm Diana Montford, the world's first transgender television journalist. Born male, became female. And I have a great show for you this time. I always have a great show for you, she said, with no modesty at all. But this time it's especially good. Our wonderful friend, Kim Watson, whom you've seen before on the show, is here again. Trans lady Kim Watson, who's the founder of, what's it called?
I'm the founder of CK Life, Community Kinship Life.
Yes, she'll tell us all about it. She's the founder of CK Life, not the perfume, something else. And we have a new friend with us, a trans man named D. Jamal Young, who's going to tell us all about his life, all about his amazing journey, and he's going to tell us everything we want to know, and then some. Hello, hello.
Hello there. Glad to be here.
So now, D. Jamal, can you tell us something about yourself?
Sure. So I am a 28-year-old trans man of color, entrepreneur, military veteran, Army veteran, aspiring actor, all the above.
Aren't you on a series as we speak?
I am. It's called Eden's Garden. I play the character
Right.
Papo.
Cool. And now, when you were in the military, were you male or female?
I've always identified as male, but I did have to play the gender role of female,
Right.
I suppose, but very in between still, even then.
Yeah. You were a woman the way I was a man. Like, what is that? Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So now, Kim, you've known D. Jamal for a while, right?
Very long while, yeah. I'm very inspired by the things that he's doing. I'm inspired by the way his mind goes, his mind races. And when it races, it takes it to another level. And I'm inspired that I can actually look at him and see that he's really thinking, and when he's thinking, I can tell him by his mood swings and stuff like that. Sometimes I think like it's really a spiritually inclined kind of thing, connection with him and myself. So, yeah, that's...
Now, D. Jamal, before we went on, we were all talking about why people are surprised by you. In other words, why don't you tell us about that?
I think, well, from my experience, I feel like I break the norm or the box that people usually would kind of put you in just by first sight. Being young, urban, man of color, people don't expect me to be trans. They don't expect me to be a military veteran. They don't expect me to be educated. They don't expect me to be goal-oriented, business-oriented. So those are the boundaries I love to break.
Obviously, they've never seen Empire, but okay, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
obviously. So I love beating the odds and breaking those boundaries.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, when you say you're an entrepreneur, what are you entrepreneurial about?
Okay. So I started my own massage therapy business, which I've been running for 2 years privately now.
Do you do men or women?
Both. All my clients are the clients. As long as you're human, you're my client.
Right.
So that, and also launching a transgender dating site.
Which is a great
Really
idea.
soon.
Fabulous idea.
Yes. Because we need a platform where it's assumed that people understand, or at least they want to understand, or they admire us, or looking to admire us,
Right.
instead of us having to navigate through different platforms in which we don't belong to. So.
That's great. When will your trans dating site be open?
So let's keep fingers crossed, and I'm really shooting for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Really shooting for that.
Well, we don't know when this show is going to be shown, but okay.
So by the time you all see this, you should be able to log right on.
Okay, and to contact you in any way, can they get you on Facebook?
Sure. So my Facebook is D''Jamel. That's D''Jamel. Young. Also follow and add Facebook translation. That's TRANSL8TION translation.
Okay. Now, you've always identified as male.
Yes.
Even when you were diagnosed, for want of a better term, as female.
Yes.
When did you start your transition?
I started my medical transition in 2009. I mentally kind of just put my foot down to my parents and my family. 8th grade. 8th grade was, listen, this prom, y'all begged me, I'll wear a dress. But after this, that's it.
Good for you.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes, absolutely. I was very adamant about that. And even then, I didn't understand what it was I was feeling. Didn't know anything about transgendersy. I just knew that I needed to do whatever it was for me to be comfortable. And being a female was not comfortable. So.
Did your parents have a problem with that?
No, actually, no. My mom actually, she'll tell you herself, like, I've always been her husband. I've always been that positive male figure in her life.
Exactly, yeah.
Without us even, neither one of us knowing me being transgender, I've just always been that masculine presence, that positive masculine presence in her life. So she totally gets it. She's totally my biggest supporter.
Mine was too, my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you, mommy.
I love you, wherever you may be. Kim, you had a very different story.
Well, for my story, transitioning?
Well, no, about your family. They were not trans-friendly.
For my family is different because I'm from Barbados, and I know I said that before on your show before.
And you're still from Barbados. That's great. Consistency is so important.
Yes, I'm that beautiful Bajan girl, and in Barbados, many people talk about discrimination and stigma and stuff like that. That's something that I've been through at a very young age. I've dealt with things like if I have to go to school, when I leave at home and travel to the school bus, it's issues. Either we talk about rocks thrown at you. I could get beat from home to the bus, from the bus walking to the school. In the school during the day from the time school is in session from 9 to 3 o'clock.
When this happened to you, how did you feel? Feelings at that moment. Well, did you fight back or did you?
I had to fight back. The thing is, I had to fight back. In the Caribbean culture, and I come from a large family, so I have six brothers, six sibling brothers. Right. And if I didn't fight back, they would beat me up.
Yeah.
So they taught me to fight. So if I came home with scars, they want to know who beat me, who touched me, and stuff like that. And usually it always happened in school that we all was in the same school at different levels. So at least 3 siblings was in the same school at the same time.
That's good.
So it was always a fight after 3 o'clock. After 3 o'clock, it was on and popping. Oh yes. Oh, so you call my brother. So he's a sissy. Oh, he's a faggot. Oh, what? Okay, where we go? And the thing is that the derogatory terms that they used to call any person that's in the Caribbean culture, it is really derogatory. It cuts below the belt. So,
there's your free sex change.
Basically, yes, definitely. So, yeah, went on and do that.
Now, Jamal, did you have problems when you were a kid? I mean, like going to school and on the street and everything?
Actually, no, I did not.
Do you think that might be because masculinity is respected in our culture, whereas femininity is despised?
Definitely that. It's looked at more of an upgrade versus than a downgrade, which is sad that they would think that transitioning to a woman would be a downgrade. But in our social structure, that is the way that it is set up.
That's the way it is.
It's a little bit more reasonable in the mind to understand why a woman would want to be a man.
Do you get much more respect now that you're a man than you did when you were perceived as a masculine woman?
Definitely, yeah. But I think that's more so about the way that I carry myself. I don't really even think it's just the fact that I'm a male, but I carry myself as a strong man, as a leader.
But I'm sure you did even when you were diagnosed as a woman.
Yeah,
didn't you?
You're right. Well, yeah. There I am more respected.
Yeah.
Because even then they would look at it as, oh, you're trying to be a man, or you think you're a man, you want to be a man. Whereas now you can't say anything but, well, that's a grown man right there. Yeah. So definitely yes.
Are you happier now that everything is going in the same direction?
I am ecstatic. It is liberating. It is, it's I can't even really put it into real words, but especially once I had my surgery. I had top surgery last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. In the last 6 months, and it just really changed dynamics of everything. Comfortability, confidence, the way I walk in the street, the way I...
You can go to the beach, wear a bathing suit,
Oh, I'll never wear a bathing suit. But definitely, yeah.
It works.
Oh, yes. So
I know too much for my own good, have you noticed?
Well informed.
Yeah, I read a lot. Anyway, so now many lesbian women out there think, maybe I should transition. Do you think that transitioning is a good idea for all butch women?
See, this is the important thing to for people to understand is that because you mentioned lesbian, and that's a sexual orientation. That's a woman who dates women,
Right.
which has nothing to do with the way she identifies.
No, I know.
Right. And so for those lesbian butch women who date women, I don't encourage them to transition unless you identify as a man. And 9 times out of 10, if you identify as a man, you probably don't identify as a lesbian. Because a lesbian is a woman that likes women. So I encourage any human to pursue transitioning if that is something that you identify with. I'm not going to say a lesbian, a gay man, a butch, or whatever. If you're a person and you're in your skin and you're not happy with that gender or that life that you live in, I encourage you to do what it takes to live your life comfortably, because that's what ultimately pushes success.
Right. Where did you go to get your first hormone treatments?
My first shot was in Atlanta, and actually my mentor gave it to me. He took me to go get my blood work, and after everything was good, he fronted me my first shot.
Great.
September 12th at 12 p.m. 2009.
I took my first hormones on August 19th, 1975. We all know the date of our first.
Yeah, absolutely. Down to the minutes.
Okay, so when it was around.
Well, when did you take your first shot? Just cut to the chase.
I don't know when I took my
first
shot.
pill.
I know my first pill was at 13. That's all I can say.
How cool is this?
She
wins.
My mom gave me my first pill.
Get out of here.
13 years
Are you
old.
serious?
Yes,
My mom gave me lipstick and makeup, but no pills.
No, my mom gave me my first.
And mine took birth control pills. I could have just.
Yes.
Yes. No, but they count, you know.
Birth control pills count as estrogen because they have so much
I know,
estrogen.
but I mean, you know, in those days
Around
they came in a
circle,
compact
yes.
and they would know.
And you would count the days.
Why is there some
So your mother would try to figure out, why is my pills missing?
Right.
Yeah, because you took them.
And I'd be walking around like
Right.
Martin. I don't know, Mommy.
Yes. So that's how she started, because she took me to the doctor and all kind of things was looking strange and stuff like that. So I've never identified intersex or anything of that nature.
No.
She just took me to the medical. They diagnosed me that I have an overbalance of female hormones.
You had an overbalance?
Of female hormones.
Oh,
so
that's good.
basically, she just started on the birth control pills.
How about
and
you?
Estrogen.
Were you diagnosed with any kind of hormone imbalance?
Not that I know of.
I was told that I had low male hormones, but the usual amount of estrogen for, I was 19 at the time, a young man of that time and body and stuff, you know.
Right.
I think hormone balances are still the same in young men today. I have a hunch, you know. But, damn, I'm old. Anyway, so I could be your mother, you know, or your grandmother.
No.
Yeah. Well, your mother.
I thought you was 23. You told me you was 23 out there.
Yeah, right. 23 in each hair on my head. Anyway, so, I don't know what to ask. I really don't. Because it's so perfect. I mean, you're so a man. I can't think of anything to ask.
Think of the struggles with that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think about the discrimination. If you have ever had any kind of discrimination, any kind of sense that you have transitioned, or there anything, because when we were coming here, we decided to get a cab, and he told me, okay, you get the cab, and I respond, well, and I knew what it was.
I know
So you're
too.
a black man with a
joke around
hoodie.
with it, but it's really, really,
It's
really,
really
true.
awful, yes.
Really
Him
true.
as a young black man with a hoodie, no yellow cab is not really going to stop for him
Right.
in Midtown.
Here in New York City, we have a terrible problem. Taxi drivers, even men of color, will not stop for men of color, which is really insane. And, you know, that's really awful. So any woman, I have been asked, frankly, by men of color, whom I don't know at all. I'm waiting on the street, miss, could you please flag down a cab? Sure,
It's
of course.
real.
And I'm so embarrassed for them. I want to die for them. And I'm, you know, it's awful. It's awful.
So real, yes.
So sad.
Yep.
Will this ever end, this crazy bigotry?
Hopefully this is the beginning of it. You know, hopefully people are hearing what it looks like.
I
and
thought when President Obama was elected, everything would be cool. But all the creeps came out of the woodwork and got even more malicious, you know?
Yeah. I think they're afraid of people like us actually changing the world for the better.
I
they
don't mean
have
trans,
nothing.
I mean people of color and all that, you know?
Well, they're afraid of that too.
They're afraid of everything.
Yeah.
Including their own wives. Stay in your place, woman. You know?
Yeah. People are afraid of losing control.
Yeah.
Yeah, of other people and even themselves. So when I say that too, so even guys who scorn trans women or gay men, half the times because they're fighting what they feel on the inside.
Right, exactly.
So it's all good though. I'm here doing my job. You know, my role is to be myself, change some lives, and do it being me.
You know, a psychic who comes on this show, affiliated with the Edgar Cayce Foundation, told me I was doing exactly what I should be doing, that I was born to be this and do it on television, be trans and do it on television, and maybe we're here for that. We're all here for that, you know?
I think so. Visibility is very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, you said you were bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
So do you prefer men or women?
It's really depends on the person.
Yeah,
honestly.
I agree.
I really don't care for either gender. More is really based off the person.
I hate everyone, so it's fine.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there, like giving up, I just hate everybody.
Yeah, right.
But I think that just came from the fact that my personality, period, I don't like to be stuck inside of a box. In any box that someone expects me to be in, most likely I'm jumping out naked and everything.
Me too.
And then I like to challenge myself, and I never want to be the person that I don't want people to be towards me. And so when the time came and I challenged my sexuality, when it boiled down to it, I felt like I was treating the person the same way other people were treating me. You know, like before I was with a gay man, I was with a trans woman first. And I would tell her, like, you're pretty, you seem cool, but I'm not really into that. You know, I can't get past it. Here I am, then as a butch, you know, feeling like I'm judging her, but she's not judging me. And I had to really reevaluate myself. And once I realized that I was just really afraid of what people would say and how they perceived me, and once I realized that don't matter to me, like I'm not going to let what other people think I'm supposed to do dictate me, that really empowered me to be like, no, I'll just be who I want to be.
Did the gay man with whom you had a relationship say, you're so handsome, you're so masculine, but I can't get past?
Without those words, yeah. Now, he loved me, he was with me, but his actions were what told me he wasn't really ready, or that he didn't really understand. He still had his peers in the back of his mind, well, aren't you straight then? And he's struggling with his own sexuality, still trying to equate it to being with a woman when I'm your man, you're my shorty, like we're in a gay relationship. And I had to really explain that to him, like it's not about what we were born, what people think. No, we're not straight. I'm your man, you're my man. This is a gay relationship.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, but it was a learning experience for myself because I didn't know what was going on, what I felt, and how to explain it. It took a long time for me to become comfortable because for a long time I gave myself excuse of why I would be with him because he's more on the feminine side. So I would tell people, oh, because he's more like a woman to me. I called him my shorty. I wouldn't call him my boyfriend because I couldn't hear myself say those words because I was trying to fight the fact that me being with a man. But I got past that. Like, I'm grown, and I just do what I feel, and I don't feel like I should be ashamed of that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Totally agree. I totally agree.
Are you, I can't wait for your dating website to come up.
Oh, yes.
Because it sounds like a great thing for all trans people, you know. We don't have to explain. Well, you know, I once dated a man who was more or less straight, and he kept referring to down there as, well, you know, you're a woman, but with a birth defect. I wanted to say, no, baby, I'm a woman with a cock, you know. It's called a schlong, suck on your cock, which you love to do.
She-ness. It's called a she-ness.
Yeah. I mean, come on, you know. I dated another man who used to say, oh, you're sex. No, it's a penis, okay? Relax. That's all it is.
And you know what? Those difficult conversations helps it not be that serious anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I think people start to feed into their insecurities and their dysphorias, which, you know, you're entitled to have it, but that itself is a weapon. I mean, once you kind of don't let that thing bother you, you don't see it as it's not important, it doesn't hold.
And those aren't our rules. Those were imposed on us.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So anyway, so now, if there's any baby trans man, trans boy out there who is wondering, should I not? What do I do? Where do I go? How do I make this work? Could you talk to him and tell him?
I can do that. So what's up, Rose? So I want to tell y'all this. What's most important is that you live your life comfortably, how you feel and how you choose. no matter how anyone feels or says. But the most important part is your mental health. So definitely talk to, don't be ashamed to talk to a therapist to make sure that what you're feeling is aligned with your hormones, or if you're making the right steps. I definitely encourage you to make the transition if that is what you truly feel. You definitely should seek your local clinics. If you're here in New York, we have the founder of CK Life right here, in which, I'm sure by the end of the show, she'll give the Facebook, so you can just go right on Facebook and, come get your hormone replacement treatment and your surgeries and your therapy, and everything that you need is available. But you have to be proactive. You have to take the initiative to do what you need for your transition. Yeah. It's yours, nobody else's. So you have to do what you have to do. And I just wish you the best of luck, and just mean it. Don't do it for no other reason but for your sanity.
Yep, absolutely. There's also a clinic here in New York called Callan Lord, which can, provide hormones and all sorts of things. If you do not live in New York, there must be a gay center somewhere near you. If you live in the U.S., you might contact that gay center, the LGBT center, and ask them, where can I get hormones? How can I transition? Is there a doctor? Is there a clinic? You can do that. If you live in another country, a repressive country, if you can possibly leave, you can get political asylum in this country, I believe, for being LGBT. And then if you choose to transition here, there will be ways to do that, clinics and other things. So do not be afraid to claim your refugee status and come to the U.S. if you possibly can. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So anyway, now let's talk about CK Life, which we have already talked about. But how can they contact you if people want to contact you and, if they want to transition or whatever? CK Life helps people with their transitions, doesn't it?
Yes, our mission and vision for CK Life is to help individuals that's transitioning before, during, and after the transition, and most so not only for surgeries, but for a social economic norm, a societal norm, basically, to how to interact with society, basically, and interact with other trans folks and relate with other trans folks. So one of the things we do general medicine and make sure that individuals are screened for HIV and AIDS, STDs, HPV specifically.
Yes,
and
which is
especially
such
for
a
lot of
danger.
individuals. And when individuals come out to CK Life, people say, we provide services for trans folks. So, but most of the individuals in our clinic are trans masculine individuals. 90% of our clinic is trans masculine, and the other are trans women, or however they identify.
Right.
But basically, they can come out. We do an intake. I have intake on Wednesdays and every other Saturdays, and we do the intakes. And from there, you get to see the doctor, see where your labs are at, or whatever the case may be, and then we move far from there and have support and educational group. We have our pairs. We have peer and peers facilitate the groups and stuff like that. So it's really a homey place. It's not like I'm a founder and I'm a CEO or my nose is stuck up in the air.
Right.
I'm just a person, and I learned this from the streets. So basically, I'm also giving back because I've never had a Kim Watson in my life to show me how to transition or how to put on makeup or anything
I didn't
of
have a
that
Diana
nature.
Montford. I just
Right,
wandered
so-
around in the dark and found it.
Right. So, say at CK Life, you can come and unbelievable, you can just grow, and we're actually like a family. We're not just the agency or organization. We're actually like family. CK Life, community and kinship means family. So we bring family and community back together.
And that's wonderful because some people are rejected by their families for being LGBT and certainly for being T, i.e. trans. And you can have a family in many different ways. They don't have to be genetically related. You can have a family of friends, a family of affinity, any kind of thing.
I agree.
Totally.
Can you give the website for CK Life?
So my website for CK Life is www.cklife.org. You can. We have a CK Life page. Also, we call it Mind Free and Growth page, in which that you could come on an event.
My Friend Growth page.
Mind Freeing.
Oh, mind
like a
freeing.
growth edition page.
Mind freeing
where,
growth
yes, where you
page,
can
yes.
come and you can vent as much, because a lot of people don't like to do their all or vent every day. They don't see a therapist every day. So that page is there for people to come and vent and say whatever they feel like, get it off their chest, you know, with my hat taken off and stuff like that. We have another page for volunteers. We have a volunteer program. We have a transmasculine initiative program where we look at transmasculine health. It's okay that we always say about trans women and their health, but we don't really have there's a lot of stigma where transmasculine health is concerned. So we have that really organic and safe space where transmasculine can come and talk about health and stuff like that for CK Life. So our website is www.cklife. You can reach us at 917-979-32CKL, and that's where we're at. That's 917-979-3255.
Okay, and D. Jamal, how can they reach you again?
Again, my Facebook is D. Jamel Young, D''Jamel YOUNG. Also add Translations Facebook. That's TRANSL8TION. And I see you all soon.
Okay. And I'm Diana Montford. This has been the Diana Montford Show. My guests have been trans activists, Kim Watson, who is the founder of CK Life, and D. Jamal Young, who is the founder of
Translation,
the LGBT, or rather transgender dating service.
Yeah.
You can also see him on a web series called
Eden's Garden, and that's on YouTube.
Okay. And D. Jamal is an actor, so you may be seeing him in a lot of different things
You will
soon
be.
enough.
You
Yes.
will definitely see me on the big screen soon.
Yes. And I'm Diana Montford. This has been the Diana Montford Show, and I love you a lot. Even if nobody else loves you, I love you because you're special. You're you, and that's what counts.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'll see you next time, and I love you a lot, and all three of us love you a lot.
Yes, we do.
Yes, take really good care of yourself. Bye.
Very presidential.